We're gonna light him up today. We lighting everybody up.
The doors of the Love Church are now open. Dear world, you name it, we cover it from the world of singles to the behind the scenes of the greatest movie ever filmed, called Marriage. We dig into everything from dating 101. Why won't they commit? It's complicated. I can't do it if it's the three of us. They're a good person, but I'm not attracted to them in that way. 2, they really didn't disclose who they were before I said I do. How do I do this if they can't keep a job? The bills are paid, but the bedroom is suffering. Did I marry you or did I marry your family because we only can take care of us? Let's open up our marriage. Why do I have to buy into your beard gang illusion? You could have told me you were down low and we could have remained friends and not married. And last but not least, did you marry me or your pastor? Have we gotten your attention yet? If so, tune in to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio, Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you want to hear more of today's real issues in the world of love. The doors of the Love Church are now open.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. I'm your host, Charles Dixon, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Adam Ford. How are you, sir?
What's up, fam? How y'all doing on this Thursday afternoon? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just glad we're coming to the end of another week or whatever like that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm good. Weather's starting to get a little nice outside, so I'm actually okay.
Yeah, man, and listen, before we get into this, I want you guys to just bear with me a little bit. I had some dental work done last week, Adam, and so it's still a little tender, a little sore. So if you hear me talk a little different, don't think something wrong with me. I'm walking around like this, but anyway, it's just
I was trying not to put your secret out there. But since you didn't put it out there, all right, y'all.
No, this is, man, listen, it seems like every week it's always something, different happening in the world and changing, and there's always some drama up at the White House, and one thing is another. But anyway, we're still alive, we're still fortunate, we're still who we are. So
real talk. Yeah.
All right, so today, ladies, today we need to really lean on y'all for some keep it a buck, please. Like when we call on y'all for these questions, please help the men really understand the concept of what we are going to speak about today. Uh-oh. I think we've heard this kind of topic, swirling around a little bit here and a little bit there, but I haven't done it to the point where we can just really try to tap down into it and really see what it's about. I mean, as we've all heard at some point or another, God rest the dead, the guy Kevin Samuels used to always, I started hearing the term high value man on his show. I've heard it other places here and there, but back then it was a conversation that was swirling around and everybody had their opinions about, this high value man and how sought after he was and all this kind of stuff. And then it seemed like the narrative from a lot of other podcasts I've seen and witnessed, it just seemed like, they would have a panel with women on it. And they would ask these women about who you would date. Would you date this guy? Would you do this, that, or the other? And they would say things like, and the one guy would say, well, how much should he make? Well, he needs to make $300,000. I need such an allowance. And you'd be like, what in the world? Let me just first say this, Adam.
Let's go.
Where in the Love Dictionary, anywhere, has it been written that men themselves don't want to be happy? I'm only saying this because it would appear, if we just looking at programming, socialization, it's starting to really, really, really turn in the direction of, I need you to show up, number one, have all of this. You need to have a serious bag, right?
Okay.
Pay me all of this attention. Take me way across the 7 seas. right? Love me like you just got released from jail. Um, and don't live your life without being able to think about me every minute. I want Goyard bags. I want Chanel bags. I want Celine bags. Louis Vuitton bags. I don't even know it's red bottoms no more. It used to be red bottoms. That's probably something else. But
Right.
back in the day, they called them Manolo Blancs. But anyway, you don't know what it is. Us men are confused today, right? Because men don't know. Men have a traditional idea, and we're going to really break this down,
Okay.
of what it takes to keep a woman happy in his mind, right? In his mind.
Okay.
But it would appear the masses are changing the narrative, and it is going away from the position of the average Joe. And the average Joe is just, and when I say average Joe, I don't mean it in a demeaning way. I'm just saying, according to society, the average Joe is the average earner.
Right.
He's just easy in life. Maybe he's raising his kids by himself. Maybe he's not. Maybe, he might have his own house or his own things. They're just not as flashy,
Right.
not as attractive, and his salary is maybe not over 6 figures. Because nowadays, 6 figures seems to be the bar. Right? 6 figures needs to be the bar and all this kind of thing. And really quick, women, if I'm being for real, if any of you all want to speak on it, just let me know and we can set it up today. If you got something to say, I'm not gonna stand here away. Hey, Bruce, you already know. Whatever the case is, speak. But anyway, I'm just saying that to say it's a conversation we need to have, because Adam, here's one other huge misconception.
Yeah.
And people may have different opinions, but as a man myself that have observed a lot of men throughout life, how they live life, how they show up, how they show out, or whatever, I said to myself, with all that we have going on in this world and all of the ratchetness and this, that, and the other going on, I always say to myself, man, I wonder, do women ever realize how much power and influence they have? Okay. And I only say this because if women only really just took a minute to sit back and look, do you know that almost 90% of the things that men do and prepare for, even single, are for women? They don't just do it for themselves.
Okay.
When a man has a certain kind of job, he wants to be able to enjoy what he does for a living. Okay. But you let him get to a point where he can enjoy the money he brings home from a living. He wants another one. He wants women to know about it. Okay. That's why when let's just say if there's a mixer at a bar somewhere and somebody got a day party or happy hour, all women have to attest to this. How many times have you sat at the bar and the guy may be like, "Can I buy you a drink?" Sure. He buy you a drink, conversation starts. And the first thing the guy starts doing, because I'm the CEO of my company, right? I own a bus line, a fleet of line. I got some trucks. I have this, that, and the other, because he's trying to sell himself to you. Okay. Now, granted, most of it is lies, right? But he thinks I have to sell myself to be bought. Okay. That's how men think. He feel like I have to tell you whatever I think is the going line to get me your attention. I'm already around a lot of competition, so let me say something that I think will be impactful to you, right? So we start off with that at the bar, and so you got men that when men are buying their cars, they're not just going in the, I'm not saying all men don't do this, but most guys, when they go to the dealership, they might be like, "Ooh, look at that thing right there. It look mean. That look mean." He's saying that because he said, "That's attractive for the street."
Okay.
He's not just saying, "Oh, look at this Honda. I think I only have to pay $12 a week for gas." No, he's going to the dealership saying, "I'm going to get that whip because it's going to be a magnet for women."
Right. Okay.
When he gets his house, if he buys his house, he's thinking to himself, "Oh, that's a nice house in a nice area. It gives me status for a woman."
Okay.
So when his clothes, if he can afford it, if he has good money or whatever the case is, he's thinking, depending on his style meter, because everybody's mindset about what is what. But if he has any sense of style, he's thinking, what's trendy to get me attention?
Right. Okay.
What can I buy? What brands can I brandish to give me attention? Right. So there you go with that. And so I always say this, even down to, we call them nowadays, Bruce, you probably hear him say now, because it's a negative connotation, but the streets are saying now, like you see all these posts where it sees all these young boys with masks and ski masks and they shooting and robbing and doing all this. They call them YNs for young Negro. YN is what they call them. But this is what I say. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, it was like a roughneck. Back in the day, they called it RN, roughneck, hood Negro, right? Back in the day. But the difference was, back in the day, hood dudes did hood things, and they had a persona, and they were fighting, and they was trying to be cool and all this. Still all for women, believe me. They weren't just being nobody. They're not sagging unless they are part of the jail yard community. They're not sagging for their friends. They were sagging because they thought the image got them the suburbs, the hood chicks, and beyond. That's why they did that. So I'm saying all of that to say about the young boys today is because no one sells anything anywhere unless they believe there's a market for its demand. So I'm saying that to say the YNs today are going beyond the thug route. They killing and robbing. But make no mistake about it, they're doing it because there is a market of females, young girls that like it.
Wow.
It's not they do that because they're saying, man, I'm gonna be the coolest gangster on the street because Charmel and them love me for it.
Right.
You can say what you want to. You pull up any young girl under 20 years old and then some and ask her, do you think the dude you mess with got some bodies? She gonna say, yeah, I know he killed so and so. These dudes and they like it. It's a badge of honor. It's a shame, but it's a badge. Yeah. And so I'm only saying that to say, so many things that men do, they do it for the impression of a woman. And so the point is, I say to myself, so when it comes to this conversation about a high value man and an average Joe, guess what? They're essentially the same man. The only difference is one man has an extremely broad range of options, and the other one have a level set of options. That's the only difference, because if you gave the average Joe millions and millions of dollars, guess what? He'll transform into somebody you don't even recognize. His whole attitude, hey, I'm treating the whole block to a barbecue, and I'm taking everybody out of town, out of overseas. I'm paying for everybody's ticket. That's how the dudes back in the, like, put it like this, back in the 80s when there was all the drug hustlers on the street, you would have a dude that didn't look like nothing, or he could look like a nerd, but he still sold drugs, or he was a dude that wasn't aesthetically attractive, but he sold drugs and he got women anyway because he had money. So the point is, a lot of the guys knew, a lot of the guys got involved in those kind of things because they felt like, well, I won't be a fly on the wall if I do this. So let me join in so that I can get some attention from the women as well. So they did whatever they did to get that kind of attention. But this is a conversation that we need to have, because the greater part of this whole thing, and I'm going to kick it over to you, Adam, is simply this. It's two sets of mindsets happening. Women today simply want a man who can. And men fear the day that he cannot. See, men fear the day while women are worried about what you can do. We busy saying to ourselves, yeah, we would love to do that. And we would love to be that for you.
Right.
But in our minds, we worry to death about the day that we're not able to. And you know why? This brings us to the whole ride or die argument.
Okay.
We all know as long as the getting is good, think about it. Your woman will just about get in the car and ride wherever you want to go. If the money is right, the credit is popping, everything is everything, you're not going to have no problem out of your woman agreeing or going or doing anything with you.
Okay.
The concern of a man is, what happens when I die? I'm not talking about the physical death. What happens when I lose the job? What happens when I lose the NFL contract? What happens when I get injured? What happens if I'm not quote unquote popping like I was when you first met me?
Right.
So for us, unfortunately, the thing, I'm trying to bring women into this reality. Okay. A lot of times, men we're not even introduced to the women we're in love with until adversity arrives.
Wow.
That's when we know who you are.
Who you really
because we already, I can meet somebody today or tomorrow and they're going to be like smiling for the first 6 months or maybe a year. But let something happen, that's when we are faced with our truth. Because she enjoyed the ride. But if she's really rocking with you, she's gonna rock with you all the way. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a thing where she's gonna be like, I'm with you, and let's make this work. Right. But a lot of men are afraid. This is why a lot of men love bomb women. We are trying to overwhelm you to get ahead of the inevitable time where we may feel we lost something. And when we lost something, what's going to happen is if I love bombed her enough, there's enough rubble and residue over there to survive. But because I done blew her up. But in today's world, you can do all the bombing you want. When you go dry, the women going to be like, so you mean to tell me you can't pay that? You know what? I'm done. I told you I didn't sign up for that. I thought you were going to pay my mortgage
right.
If
right.
you can, that's it. That's where we're at today. So go ahead.
Man, oh my God, dude. Why?
Oh gosh, man.
I mean, so yeah, that's a reality. That's a reality that we are all living with, the fact that, you know, the average Joe, for whatever reasons, doesn't really stand a chance against a high value man, at least in terms of what we consider to be high value. And I was even talking to Charles on before the show started about how, you know, even, you know, so being recently divorced and having to date again and getting back on, you know, the scene and, you know, doing online dating, as it were, and finding out that, you know, those who you thought were appealing and attractive did not think the same about you, didn't return the chat, didn't come back to communicate, kind of left you hanging, and you didn't know what was happening. And then all the while they're going after the ones that seem more appealing and more attractive.
It's shiny. Yeah, shiny.
Yeah. The thing that was more shinier. You're doing your thing and you're doing the best you can to make a decent living, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta compete with the NFL player. You got to compete with the NBA player. You got to compete with the high fashion model. You got to compete with all these people that are literally out of your league in order to get anybody to actually take a glance at what you have to offer. And often you come back feeling demoralized. You come back feeling, you know, disenfranchised. You come back feeling with less self-esteem than what you started out with, because you feel like what you have to offer just doesn't measure up to what everybody else is giving. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing though, Charles, And so we don't really know what these other people are doing. And I've always said, it's just a very small snapshot as to what their life actually looks like. We don't really know what their life actually
in
is.
real time. In real time,
what they're willing to show us is their life. And so you got to compete against something that may not even be real.
Yeah.
But because they put it out there, it's appealing to the masses. And this is what they want. This is what attracts them. This is what draws them in and appeals to them. And you got to fight against that. And I'm like,
that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's
and I'm telling you, there will be times I would check, the chats to see if anybody communicate. Crickets. Nobody said nothing.
But see, you gotta think about, Adam, when you go on these sites, you competing with the dude with the baseball cap on and all his bling, his Cuban links, the dude with his shirt off like it's I'm asleep. Time you coming over here, don't got nothing to do with building a life, but it's for the moment. See, in the moment. Right. We get captured, and men do the same thing when the women over there turn around and they, instead of looking at the woman that's like, she looks like she'll be a good partner. Like, we look at the woman that's bending over, turning around, the eyes like this. You're like, oh man, all that. We get distracted when the whole goal is to find a partner, not an interim playmate. We get stuck with this whole playmate phase we go through. But the point is, again, I saw where Marlena says high profile and high value are not the same, but guess what? Both of them mean elevated opportunities.
Okay.
High value and high profile, they're still, to me, they're still like, okay, so high profile is somebody, maybe somebody working he's a senator. But as we know, that doesn't make him exempt from scandal and trouble or not having integrity. He just has a high profile position.
Yeah.
But he still can falter. Yeah.
So it kind of like occurs to me, Charles, that it's more or less about the status of that particular person. Correct. And it's a phrase that I've heard used here recently. You're clout chasing. Correct. You're looking for the notoriety and the prestige as being connected with somebody who has this high status, this status that everybody can see, the status that everybody identifies with and understands what it is. And so a lot of times when you have to go up against things or people like that are in on that particular level, there really is no competition. What can you do? You can't compete with that on that particular level. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I really don't want to. Now, I will say this though, I got blessed. Okay. I got blessed on the humble with my current wife who I met online. You know what I'm saying? But then there are a lot of other, and I'll even put it like this. There are a lot of other brothers and sisters who get looked over, passed over for what looks better than they do, for what looks more appealing than they do. We pass over the authentic for what looks more attractive, not realizing it's artificial. It ain't real. You'll pass over the authentic for the artificial. And it's hard to kind of like deal with that reality and handle that.
But I'm telling you, it's a thing where I just think it's being seen. I think it's being seen today. I think it's being seen today where I'm not going to go on the record and say every woman feels this way, because I know they don't. All women are different. Some women are like, look, can we just get a good man, period? Forget about him being high value. But the point is, we're having this show because whether we want to believe it or not, there is a narrative being pushed concerning this. And it's beginning to look like if average Joes are losing out.
Right.
It's like today when people are going out to events and different things and all these popular things happening. Like the other week they had a rodeo in Houston, right?
Okay.
So everybody from all around goes to this place because everybody's looking for the next aha moment and aha connection.
Okay.
So maybe if I go over there, I'm going to meet some high value men or the beard gang, whatever you call it. So we keep running all around trying to be in places where money is. Well, here's the biggest thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can meet a person that's high value, got bank out the yang yang, as they say. He has all of that, and we've heard this for days.
Mm-hmm.
It's his money, though. First, make no mistake about it. It's his millions, billions, figures, whatever. It's his.
Okay.
And so, at best, you will have an experience with him, whether it is months, whether it is years, whether he's married, whether he's single. It's an experience.
Okay.
So my question is, once the experience is over, oh, ladies, I think we may have a representative that wants to speak on behalf of the ladies community on tonight. Let's see. Hey, sis, this is Chicago sis. How are you, Shatima?
How are you guys doing? I'm sorry, I have a cold and I wasn't expecting to be on camera.
So okay. Welcome.
I saw your comment, and I don't ever want to block anybody from their voice. If you want to put your voice out there, knock yourself out.
I appreciate it. This is so unexpected. So I wasn't being combative, but I feel like a lot of men are just really misinformed as to what certain women want. We hear this all the time in terms of the internet and about this high value man and the average woman and all that's in the average man. Listen, the majority of women and maybe men need to understand what type of women they're going after. If they're going after younger women, if you're in your 40s and 50s and you're going after younger women in their 20s, then that's a different demographic that is supposed to be immature, right? And so they have men that are blingy and all that. But if you're going women my age that's in their late 30s or their 40s, the majority of women just want a good man that's going to love them, that's going to be a provider. And we do want men that are able to provide, because let's keep it realistic. At 40 something years old, you have something. You don't have to be rich. You should have
something to offer.
Right. You should have something to offer. So when you meet men saying that doesn't have anything to offer, the question then becomes, what have you been doing with your life at 40 and 50 years old that you don't have anything to offer? And why should I, as a woman, have to put up with that when I've been surviving and taking care of myself all this particular long time? Right.
That's solid. That's solid.
You know what I'm saying? So if men, because I always see men that are 40 and 50 years old complaining about women, and they're complaining about young girls, in my opinion.
Okay. You mean trying to get their money and all that? No, I get it. You're right.
I think the average woman that's in her 40s and 50s, unless she's just been somebody that was just some old trick, you know what I'm saying? But why are you going after women that are tricked? The average woman that is working as a principal or school teacher or, whatever she's doing with her life just wants a good man that is not going to play games and that's going to want to be with her. And to speak online, I'm currently online. I do online dating, right?
Yeah.
And so I respond to messages. And if I give out my phone number and a man doesn't call or we don't connect, that's on him. I don't chase after a man. So men have to take responsibility. And when you said that, they're going after flashy.
Yeah.
Women go after men they're sexually attracted to, just like y'all do. So if you claiming you're a good man and no woman is coming after you, the women that you want, it's the same thing with men going after women that they want.
Right.
I hear that all the time. If we're not sexually attracted to you, it doesn't matter how good of a man you are. We're not sexually attracted to you, and we have.
It's not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. So
tell me this. Okay, so you made some very valid and true points. Now, you seem to be a social woman, and you probably have a social circle and friends and followers and things like that. So tell me this though: has it been conversations where, let's just say, women are around and maybe somebody had an event and you all are sitting around talking, and there's always the conversation, geared towards the people at the table that may be single, right? Or may not be dating someone. And so the first thing someone will say is, oh, I got somebody for you. My friend Bobby, he's this, that, and the other. Now, have you heard those comments where it'll then say, well, what does he do? He needs to at least make 6 figures. Or you don't hear that much?
To be honest, no. No, let me say this. I do hear, what does he do? But I don't hear he has to at least make 6 figures. Let me give you the flip side of that.
Okay.
There are men, not all. I'm not going to put all men in this category, but there are men that do resent women who make 6 figures. They do if they don't make it. So I'm always preaching about you should date people that are within your income range or your income mindset, right? And
that's good.
I talk about money a lot of times, and you see my page. I'm always getting on somebody's nerves. But my real life, I'm a financial controller. Like, I'm not bragging on my degrees for somebody to go there, but I have a master's degree in accounting and business and finance. Like, there's statistical data, and that's what I put on there about the earnings of Black men and Black women. Like, money does matter, right? And so if you meet a man, let's give a scenario. You meet a man, mind you now, the dating range of 40 and 50. I can't speak on 20-year-olds, right? I'm not expecting a 20-year-old or even a 30-year-old to make $100K, depending upon if he went to college or start his business. But it seems as if you two gentlemen are either in your 40s and 50s, my age category. So I get frustrated as to what are we talking about? In my opinion, men that are in our age category should make at least near that amount. It shouldn't be that far off. Am I wrong to assume that?
Like, well, no, you're not wrong, but there are those men that actually don't earn that much. And I think to kind of like summarily kind of like dismiss them because they don't earn as much, you know what I'm saying, is I think it does everybody a disservice because now they're not even afforded the opportunity to show themselves for who they are in terms of their character. I mean, we can make money. We can figure out how to make money. But the question is, how are you as an actual person? Should I really equate your income with your character? Should that be the end all be all in terms of how I decide whether or not if I give you an opportunity to date me?
So let me give you the flip side and let's ask men this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why you won't give that fat girl that's nice a chance? She
can
lose.
You just said about being sexually attracted to people. If you're not sexually attracted to that, then
and guess what? If I'm not sexually attracted to your income because I feel like you should be doing
more, that's good.
Let's keep the buck. It's not always about.
So that's good.
It's not always about income.
Yeah,
it's about thought processes.
Okay.
Let's be honest. It's not even about me downing a man that's my age that makes $25K. My thought process is, why are you only making $25K? Is it because you starting a business? Is it because you have a disability? I start to question as to what is going on in your life that you only make $25K. Are you content with only making $25K? Okay, if you content, I'm not content with only making $25K.
Right.
So here's a good.
So we're not going to be a match. It doesn't mean that I'm not valuing you as a man. I'm saying we're not going to be a match in terms of life, in terms of progressing in life. So that's why I feel that you can have the character all day. Look at the statistics, and this is real data. One of the number one reasons, or maybe 2 or 3, people divorce is because of finances.
True.
Look at the data.
Here's a good flipping point on what you just made a good point. Some men, now there are some men who have taken, various alternatives paths coming up as young men, like whether they were in crime, trouble, they got felonies, whatever the case, things that may have affected their attrition to making good money. But here's another way to look at it. If you, in most cases, and maybe women can attest to this, but a lot of women that make good money, have good careers and things like that, more times than not, they come in contact with men that are attractive, but not earners. And when he cute or he can knock them boots, whatever the case it is. So for many years, men are enabled to remain low earners. As long as you in the house, long as you look good, you can survive. But then when it gets to a certain point and that connection is no longer there, now the salary matters again. But trust me, I know a lot of women who are high earners, but got the dude playing the PlayStation on their couch, because he this, and well, I'm helping him get on his feet. So when you enable a man, you cripple his ability to have a desire to earn, because he feels like you're going to hold up the standard whether he falls or not. You know what I'm saying?
You just prove the point of the other subsection of women who not going to deal with that. But now they get down. I'm not going to deal with that. And so somebody will say that, oh, you down in somebody he's going to make less than you. No, I don't want to deal with the mindset that comes with that. It's all about mindset. Nor do I want to deal with somebody who makes $200K. That's a liar. That's a cheater. That's an
arrogant. Yeah.
It's about the mindset. Just because you make a certain money as a man doesn't give you the right as a man to mistreat a woman, period. But we cannot down women who are attracted to certain types of men, whether it's wrong or right. Because why don't you give that obese fat girl a chance? She can lose weight, because I always hear on the internet and see on the internet men talking about black women is overweight. Okay, cool. You want a certain type of look, a certain type of woman, go after that woman. But when women say, well, we want, oh, no, it doesn't matter. Guess what? Just like that woman can lose 50 pounds, you can increase your income 50K. And don't tell me that you can't, because you can.
Wow.
You hear what I'm saying?
That's some good stuff. You bringing some good gems to the board. What's going on, Bruce? Welcome to the show, sir.
Bruce, you muted. Bruce, you're muted. We can't hear you, Bruce.
Bruce, you're muted.
There you go.
My brothers.
Hey, all right.
What if the man had the same or a similar mentality as this sister that I just heard?
Okay.
Making reference to the man that makes $25,000.
Okay.
So what if she meets a man who had a great character, good integrity, loves the Lord, but his worth was over $1 million? Is he in the same right to judge her mentality? Not saying she is judging, but is he in the right to judge her mentality if she only makes $100,000 a year?
Okay.
Does it make sense what I'm saying?
No, I totally get what you're saying. You're flipping it. For sure.
I'm flipping it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
if
there
a
are
man
men.
was to come,
I'm sorry.
Yes. Listen, people are entitled to what their preferences are. I don't understand why people are getting upset if you're not their preference. Next time I come over here, I'm gonna be cute, but I have short hair. There are a lot of men that don't like women with short natural hair. I don't give a damn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't like me. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't get upset. And so if a man, with the problem is on both men and women's, is that whoever you attracted to, you feel like that they don't want you. I see this in a lot of men, and you want to down those women for being gold diggers. No, go get that average fat girl that like you and help her lose weight. Or go get the average ugly girl. I'm being facetious now. You get what I'm saying? Just like you want us to go get somebody who you don't want to deal with. Again, we're talking about all of us are in our 40s and 50s,
beyond.
and I want people to and beyond. Look at our age. We're not talking to 20-year-olds. My son is 26. I will have a different conversation with him. Honey bun, go build with a girl. You get what I'm saying? Go build with a young lady. Y'all build together. But at 40 and 50 years old, we expect you to have a little something so it's not a struggle. I can guarantee you bring a woman on, they have did some sort of type of struggle love with some dude once in their life.
For sure.
And it did not end well.
For sure.
So, and again, by me being in finance, Why is it that Black men are not putting finance in the forefront? I put in the chat, Asian men are the top earners. This is not even about love anymore. This is about y'all not reaching y'all capacity. What is it? What is it? Is it racism? Is it that you feel like that you're not good enough? Why are Asian men out earning you? Because they're going after careers and they put money in the forefront. And this is all statistical data that you all can look up. So what are Asian women looking at? They're looking at providers. Why are they not being down? They're marrying their men.
The man that makes $25,000 is not a provider.
That's not what she's saying.
What I'm saying is, I want you. So when he's not a provider for me.
I understand your personal preference. I get that.
Because I'm gonna question as to. I have follow-up questions.
Okay.
If you're 40-something and 50-something years old, what has occurred in your life that you're only making $25,000? Because I feel like that's what a teenager makes. That's what a college kid makes. Why are you working it? People want to say, oh, we're downing men for their jobs. No, we're not. We're saying, okay, how is my life going to be with this man? How is my life going to be with this man? If I've been able to accomplish this stuff on my own, not being married or divorced or what have you, then why would I go back? I've already been there. I've already made $25,000. Why are you not motivated to make more? Now, if you are trying to start a business and this is what you're doing part-time and you have a vision and you're a leader and I can follow up behind you because y'all always preaching about men being a leader. How are you going to be a leader over me? What are you leading? I've been leading myself for like years. Are you leading?
So,
I'm asking
you know I want to go red pill.
Okay, go ahead.
Right?
What are you saying, Bruce?
You know I want to go red pill on this, brother. I'm very reserving. I'm really reserving. But he's making some statements in which the responses have to be red pill.
All right.
And you got this is not a red pill type of show, but
all right.
I feel as though if I can keep it Christ-like, I feel as though a lot of our priorities have gotten a little cloudy when it comes to love and the high value man and the low value man. I think the creation of that has gotten cloudy. I'll pause right there.
Okay. So
let me say this.
Here's okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shatima. Go ahead.
Christian. You think that God wants you to be broke? Where does it say in the? Oh, my bad. My thing with me it's particularly with Black men. They're so, in my opinion, insecure about their money. Let's just keep it up. Let's know this conversation wasn't about that. We got to address that.
Okay.
And the only reason why I can speak on that is because I'm in that industry. It's not about me downing you. It's not about me thinking Black men, you guys are insecure about your own money. When all you got to do is get an education, start a business, and you know what I'm saying? Do your best in order to do more. It may be hard, but it's hard for other people too. When I ask the question as why are Asian men out earning you all? You get back to say, oh, it's a red pill. Y'all gonna be single for life, Black women. Okay, we're saying okay. And if we say that, then it makes it seem, you get what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is, for me personally, at 40-something years old, I am seeing a person that is not going to be able to provide, and it's going to cause problems, right? Because you're not on the mindset. If I'm one of the millionaire and you're content with making $25,000, that's cool, babe. Well, be with somebody who's content with you. I don't care about your character. Because it's going to cause issues. And you can speak to other women. Look at Mary J. Blige. Look at Halle Berry. Look at all of the Black women that have gone for men that made less than them, significantly less than them, and how those men have dragged them through the ringer. Wendy Williams. Look at all of these particular men. So I don't have that level of money, or most Black women don't have that level of money, but the character flaws are still there. So all we're saying is get you somebody that has the same mindset as you, that's going to treat you well, and that you can go forward in life with. That's all that we're saying. Now, if a woman is downing you, that's on her. That's her character flaw. But that's not all women in their 40s and 50s. Now, if you don't want a woman that's in her 40s and 50s and you a 40 and 50-year-old man, that's on you. Then you deal with the young girls who get that young mindset that want you to make $1 billion. Go get them. You got the money in order to do it.
Yeah. But so maybe what you're saying is
50-year-old women.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't hear you.
Oh no, I was just saying.
What did you say?
I said maybe we should change the narrative away from so many of us saying things like, "Oh, high value man," and this, that, and the other. And like you said earlier, why not just go to the position of finding someone, like you said, that matches your earning market? Because when we put these narratives out here, we make the masses begin to shift their focus to only go to places where the men with money is. That's it. It's like nowadays everything is, oh, I'm going over here, but that's where the money is. So let's show up because all the men that got this and this are here. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing is that you guys mentioned NFL players. Like, seriously. And y'all let me know, because I don't know. I'm different. I'm a homebody. I'm not going after NFL players. Like, they retired anyway, right? So what woman in their 40s and 50s are going to be with NFL and basketball players? Like, where are these women? Normally, women are going out to lounges. Okay, well, so then
put it this way. There are women that are of the mindset of how you're speaking of, where you're saying I'm not out here doing all that. But make no mistake about it, there is a massive community of women in their 40s and 50s. Not only are they changing up the physical, but they're changing up the physical and showing up still with a lot of gusto to say, I'm out here and my body looking good and I'm showing up so that I can get picked up and flued out. It's still happening, even at an older age. Make no mistake about it, it's happening.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of these day parties and things, you go in there, you're going to see the 40s and 50s. Huh? Yeah.
And if that's what those women want to do, then let them do it. If they feel like they can get an NFL player and they're willing to deal with the consequences of being by themselves, if they don't get an NFL player, let people be who they want to be. But I'm guaranteeing you, there are other women like myself. I'm single. I'm not going after no NFL player, NBA player. You get what I'm saying? I'm going after I'm not going after anybody, but you understand what I'm saying. The average quote unquote dude. So at the end of the day, if the average dude doesn't have the character, he may have the money income, and he doesn't have the character, then we right back in the same place. Men and women have to take accountability as to what their actions are. I think men have this mindset that all women want all of these NBA players and all of these NFL players, when that's not the case. Maybe that's the women that you want. The 10s, the 9s, the 8s, all bragging on the internet. Over here, you got the Kevin Samuels, the 5s and the 6s.
Yeah.
And the average women, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got to take accountability. But you cannot knock a person. If you gentlemen are attracted to women of a certain caliber, then I have no right to knock you for that. That's what you attracted to.
Yeah.
That's what you are attracted to. If I am attracted to a certain type of man, then that's what I'm attracted to. Then I have to deal with the repercussions of either being by myself or continuing to wish and hope that I will particularly get that man. It may be delusional on both parts. But if you get somebody
it's your truth. Yeah.
It's your truth. If you get somebody that you're not attracted to, point blank period, then that's just on them. Now, do I feel like people need to be more open? Absolutely. But Let's talk about men who don't feel adequate with a woman who may make a little bit more than. There are men that are out there that don't feel like they measure up. They're insecure. Right. There are men that feel that way.
Well, because you're right. Some men feel as though if her money is taller than him, then his voice is smaller. That's how a lot of them, they're not going to say that, but that's what it is. They feel like maybe when he's trying to advise the woman that makes more than him, she's going to say, yeah, that's I hear you, but that doesn't make any sense. And then his face is going to look like, okay, because at the end of the day, she's the breadwinner, and what he going to do unless she gives him that space to make him feel as though his words matter regardless of his money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and people are making it about money, and some women do. Make it about money, right? But you, as a man, should want to be able to be a provider, and you shouldn't, in my opinion, get all in a disarray when you feel like you can't. Because again, and I'm asking you guys, and I'm not being condescending, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a millionaire. I don't know if you guys are a millionaire. We're talking about people that are doing all of this arguing back and forth who make probably under $250K. Let's keep it real.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we really talking about? We are all middle class or either upper middle class, depending upon what it is. We flexing because we making 100K. I mean, like seriously, we're not even to the level. We're not millionaires.
Right.
And so I'm taking the mindset, as crazy as it sounds, if all of us made 100K as minimum wage, then we all would kind of be a little bit in a better place as the Black community.
Yeah, no,
all
for
of
sure.
Us should be.
No.
So something you said earlier was interesting that I had a perspective on it. It may be a little brash, but let me just say this. When you were very spot on. I saw something not too long ago about the Asian men and them being the top earners, right?
Top earners.
So this is what I really feel. This is just my humble opinion. I believe a lot of Black men have been stifled in their success journeys because he feels he has another form of currency to carry him along the way, also known as his penis. Telling you what it is. Black men have been crippled with this thought because along with his money, whatever he makes, he's the Black man with the penis. And that's a whole nother form of life currency for him. It purchases who he wants. It goes over there. I can do this with this and this, that, and the other. So his mind is warped. And so, irregardless of what anybody has physically, endowment-wise, it still shouldn't change your trajectory for success. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I feel like Black men who go that route are immature, low vibrational, and then if all you can do is attract women, no matter how bad they are in your opinion, who only is gonna want you for your penis, you attract the low vibrational, low self-esteem women. Like we got a lot of men bragging about the options when all these women got low self-esteem. Like
that's good. That's true.
Self-esteem women. So what I'm saying, like real talk, like you attracting pretty low self-esteem women, low vibrational women, because if a woman is not gonna come and be able to help you in your particular life, what does it matter about these options and you using your penis? Who cares?
Wow.
And the misconception is that women don't have options. I'm a cute girl. In my opinion, I got options if I want to have options, but I don't take the options because I'm picky as to what I want. But I could be out on a date if I answered all of these damn online email things that I get, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, that's not my goal. So yes, there are men that have options that are out there. Okay, that's cool. But you still are not picking the right woman for you that you can come together and increase your income and have an economical standing in the economy. We're low on the totem pole. The statistical analysis show that. And for us to say that it shouldn't be all about money, it shouldn't, but we cannot be broke out here either. We got to be able to say, you know what? I like you as a person, and what can we do together? What legacy can we build together? How can we change the world? Look at Barack and Michelle. He was the first president. What I saw as a Black woman is a Black man that loved his wife and his family. That was empowering for me.
Yeah.
That was very empowering for me to see that visual. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if a woman is downing you because of your money, do I feel like Black women should down men? No, I don't feel like that they should down men. But ask them the question as to what you have done with the 20 years of your life to only be making $25K at 40-something years old is a valid question.
That's a very valid question.
That's true. Let me just jump in here real quick. I know I've been quiet for a minute because I've been doing a lot of this. But I really do believe that. So you're 40 years old and you're only earning $25,000 a year. I think there are a couple of issues that play into that. I think number one is your priorities. You have not prioritized, number one, yourself to become educated enough to be able to get the job that will afford you the income that will be able to support you and a potential family. So I think a lot of us, for Black men, as a Black man, we have not necessarily prioritized the priority in terms of doing what is the important thing in our lives. I think part of that too, to kind of to reach back a little bit on that, has to do with the fact that a lot of us come from broken homes. As a result of coming from broken homes, the model that should have been given to us as to what my priority should be was not established. As a result of that non-established priority, we don't know what we should go for. And so we see society advertise before us, oh, this is nice. Oh, you should go for this. Oh, you should try that. We have all these different false things that are said in front of us, but we really don't know what's the most important thing for us to pursue and to go after. And so what I'm saying is this: I think that we have not been given the right amount of priorities to be able to go after. Now, having said that, I come from a broken family. My mom and my dad were divorced, okay? But I did not use that as a crutch or an excuse to say, hey, I can only do but so much. Okay? I went to college. I got my degree. I got a good job. You know, and so I did what I needed to do because I wanted to be more than what my circumstances were. Wasn't going to allow my situation, my family situation, to determine and dictate who I was going to be as a person. And I even will go as far as to say it has a lot to do with my relationship with God that helped me to understand what my priorities should be in terms of what I pursue. What I will also say is the fact that a lot of Asian families are a lot more structured than the Black family is. And this is a fact. If you look at Asian culture, there's a lot of honor that's there. There's a lot of faithfulness that's there. That's literally embodied, and that family sees that. And so as for Asian men, they are taught at a very early age what their priorities are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why they're able to do as much as they do. But for us, unfortunately, as Black men in this country, the reality is because of the dismantling of the Black family, we lack the example to give us the priority.
That's true.
Now, again, what I'm saying is this. You should not be using that as a crutch because I'm a living witness. I'm a living example that you should not allow your circumstances to dictate what you should do. Okay. But at the same time, we cannot ignore what has happened to the Black family as a whole in terms of us not having that priority or that example as to say, this is what we should be going after. This is what we should be pursuing. For me, as a father and as a dad, I did my very best to give each one of my kids the ability to think critically for themselves so they could set the priority as to what it is for their life so that they can pursue their career so that they can be able to support themselves and potentially a family later on down the line. What am I saying? I'm saying I think our priorities, as Bruce kind of alluded to earlier, our priorities are all messed up. And until we get our priorities straight, we're not going to be able to earn anything at all.
Wow.
We're not. But no,
That's true.
now, along with that as well, again, I do still believe that character plays a large part in that. But again, if you don't have an example of character, how do you know what character
You know
is?
how to display it. Yeah, that's for sure.
You don't know how to. You don't know how to to allow your character to develop so that you become a mature person, so that you have the right priorities in order to pursue.
So it sounds like we need to form more developmental groups.
Yeah, I mean, and
you can go ahead.
Oh, sorry, it went in and out. No, I didn't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No,
you can go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, and so that's when I hear this whole thing about Black men are told to sow their wild oats when they're young. Mm-hmm. Don't marry while they're young, right?
Yeah.
So you know, you heard that before.
Yeah.
Get all the options, use your penis, you know, and let's keep sometimes. Sometimes you can have a penis and the penis don't work. This like that type of show.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking
right.
So
right.
You don't always do anything. You don't necessarily know what to do with it. You get what I'm saying? But why are you leading with your penis? It's because you feel like you don't have anything else to lead with. And that's very disheartening. It's very disheartening.
Wow.
But if I can keep it in perspective, I don't think the average 40 and 50-year-old man makes $25K. I think they make anywhere from 60 to maybe 100. So if we put that into perspective, then what is the issue in terms of this high value versus average man? It got to be something else. I'm not saying all women, because those women who are going after men want a man to fund their lifestyle. That's on them. If they want to get their body done, right? And if that's what they want to do, then you as a man know that I don't want to go after those women. Why are we talking about those women? What about those women who not getting their body done, who don't want the NFL players? Why are you not going after those women?
Wow.
Why are you not going after those women?
I don't. You know what? I think the market. If you just look at if you just open up your phone every day, it's. I mean, what you're saying is very true, but the market is flooded with the prototypes. It's not flooded with the average woman or the average man. You don't see like a dude that's maybe he got a couple extra pounds. He on there with a suit saying, "Ladies, I'm single." You see the chiseled man. You see, the woman that's sculpted and she look like she's on the assembly line. That's what we are presented with. So what that does is programs everyone watching social media to gear your searches towards these kind of people, which is a trick in itself. But that's what's really, to me, I think that's what's really hindering us from making authentic connections, because we're looking for the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, if we look at with the average man, Mary, everybody has, like, in this no knock podcasts, and we have access to the internet, and everybody is saying, but statistically, let's look at who people are marrying and ending up with. Average men are ending up with average women, and they're running off into the sunset, living good lives unless problems arrive into their marriage, into their relationships. So I think a lot of times we're just creating narratives and problems that necessarily is not bigger than what we're making it for ourselves. Case in point, I just talk about men that make $25K. I'm on this dating site. I don't meet men that make $25K. I meet men that's in my income range, or that has a mindset. They're entrepreneurs, they're blue collar workers, they're corporate America gentlemen. You get what I'm saying? Now we have to see if we have chemistry, if you're on the same thing am I on, or you just want to be, a liar or a cheater, or if you just want to play the field. That is that thing, not the money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So when I hear men talking about, all of these women want men, all of these women want men to make this, and all of these, well, where are you finding these women? You get what I'm saying? Because you get what I'm saying? I'm not meeting bum men.
Yeah.
I'm not meeting men who are not trying to do anything with their lives. Now, whether or not they want to be in a committed, loving, monogamous relationship, that's another thing. That's a whole nother topic.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what the underlying thing is. We're so talking about money. I'm telling you, if a woman is attracted to a man and he's a hardworking person and she's attracted to him, unless she's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she's probably going to want to be with that man. Yeah. She's probably going to want to be with that man, right? Okay. And if that woman doesn't want to be with that man, then that means that she wanted something different, and that's on her. And you just chose the wrong man, just like women choose the wrong. I'm sorry, woman. You chose the wrong woman. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, And so when Adam was saying that he was on the dating site, luckily he met his wife eventually. On a spiritual level, let's talk about, because he brought up God. God was blocking all of those people that wasn't for you. We're not even talking about the spiritual thing.
Don't get him started.
That woman that you married was the woman for you. So every woman that came your way that wasn't giving you the attention you may have had in your brain, that, you get what I'm saying, that they didn't want you for blah, blah, blah. But God was saying, I got this over there for you. And that's the same thing with me. That's the same thing with other people, right? So on a spiritual level, people are blocking people from you that is going to carry you to the next phase in your particular life. And if we view it as that, instead of like, oh, this person doesn't want me because we got self-esteem issues, and all of us maybe have something, myself included, I had to get things over. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like Black men, and particularly y'all, just discount y'allself because of slavery and what y'all have been through. And it's so disheartening. And I'm saying, me personally, I see more of you, that you can be more. And if that comes off being condescending, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you don't have to be Bible into it like Bruce was. I'm going to ask a question. When did Jesus say, or God say, that it was okay for you to grow? Didn't he say that you would inherit the kingdom? Because I'm reading the Bible from the beginning to the end, and I'm not even a Christian. But I read my Bible.
That's good.
So I thought God was to promise you riches and all that stuff like that. So why are Black men complaining about a woman wanting them to have a certain level of income so they can feel comfortable? Why can't you just go make it? Not even for the woman, but for yourself. Why can't you? Everyone answer me that. Why can you not?
Come on, Bruce.
Let me answer. Let me say this. And Charles, you know me personally. I don't do this. What I'm about to say. Okay.
All right.
Me personally, I have been in real estate for a little over 20 years. I have investment and commercial properties that I started flipping over 20 years ago. I am a millionaire on record. But what people don't understand, especially people who look like us, if I had permission to speak freely,
come
Adam,
on.
People who look like us, what they don't understand is this: once you get to $1 million, once you get there, you understand that 1 million is not a lot.
Nothing. Yeah, for sure.
You need about 5 or 10 to manage what you did with the 1.
Right.
Wow.
My riches, if I may use that term, is not even liquid. Assets. It's annuities. So I say that to say that what people will consider me on paper to be a high value man. But Charles can attest to this. That if you look at me in person, you're going to think I'm fresh out of jail. Because that's how I proactively walk around.
Chill.
I think that we have to. I totally understand what the sister says. I totally get it. And she has the right to feel that way. However, I think that we really need to begin to press upon people with the time that we have left to rethink our priorities. Because with making what I earn a month from my properties, it ain't keep me out of several women's bed, Charles.
Wow.
You remember my New York testimony? It ain't keep me out of women's beds.
For sure. For sure.
I wasn't honoring God. I wasn't giving him that honor based on what I had created financially.
Right.
So character matters.
Yeah, no, it does.
Integrity matters.
It does. It does.
Definitely.
Value and vision matters. I'm not saying anything against what you're saying, sis. I just want to give a different perspective. I'm totally with you. I totally agree with what you're saying. However,
and I appreciate that.
However, there is still a need for Black men to have help. We need our helpers.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that's the truth.
If we were to function in this created high value mentality or whatever, because the men who are considered my peers on paper, who have not developed that godly or spiritual emotional intelligence, they're going to look for either an equal yoke, or someone who they're going to lord their possessions over.
Wow.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
No, totally.
The high value man is not going to respond to the average woman like she may think.
Yeah.
They don't view 60,000 to 100,000 as making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So when you're up at these levels, it's not what people think. We project what we think people are going to act like that have $1 million plus. And I'm telling you, that's not it.
Yeah, no, that's real.
So let's get back to our humble values of needing one another. That's my point.
And that's at the end of the day, no, just really quick. First, I want to say, listen, Bruce, shout out to you and Shatima for y'all added a whole different element today. We appreciate y'all for tuning, for tuning in and adding input. I used to always tease Shatima. I would see her posting and she'd get the fire started every post. So I would laugh. But make a long story short, I'm glad she was able to connect and come on. Yeah, right. She would come on and add her voice. So we appreciate it. Listen, and definitely you always welcome to come back if you see shows that tweak your curiosity. We welcome that. So we just want to say, I think what both of you all said have made some good points, and it made me think about some things. I know Bruce has a group that he's doing this in already with men, but we need to get together and have developmental groups for men and women, like Shatima, women to think in ways beyond the norm, because like you said, there's a narrative being pushed that I think is keeping people that really do want to find love and find their building partners separate, because the narrative is the good guy is lame, or the good woman is lame. I want the exciting, edgy person with money, and that's it. And so, and everyone else get in where they fit in. And I know that's not true holistically, but there is a narrative being shown that if you're not in this clique of men and women, you're outside the scope of love and all things fun. So we got to change that and make love healthy again. You know what I'm saying? Because this thing we doing today is real jacked up. So on that note, listen, we appreciate you guys for tuning in another week to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. We're here every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We want you guys to continue to tune in. If anybody else wants to find yourself joining in, lending a voice, because I can hear somebody over there saying, I wish I was on there. You can be if you want to. Bruce is our standing member, so he always gets on here. But if y'all want to come on there, come on, we welcome y'all. And so before we go out, Shatima, you want to leave the people with something before we go?
Yes. I would like, please, Black men to stop thinking that all Black women want is your money and they don't look at your character. I can bring in 20 different women who will tell you that a man either cheated on them, mistreated them, lied to them, and that's the reason why they're not with them. It is a character flaw, not the money. Most women will ride or die with a man that treats her well, that is loyal to her, and will help build if you treat her well and you're not with this one and that one and lying and mistreating her. Let's keep it real. So if we want to talk about character, start that group. Start that group.
All right. No.
Right. We can't say that, oh, well, men go after options. That's the reason, because you feel like you got options. Broke or not. Broke men got options too.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, I hear everything that Bruce is saying, and I'm glad that we there are a subsection of women, but that's not the majority of women. We just want a good guy that's going to treat us well, that's cute, that's handsome. You know what I'm saying?
Now the list is broadening. The list is getting more and more. But listen, Shatima, we still gotta keep it real. Okay, so women will say, yes, we want him to treat me nice and be good to me, and we can build. Then, girl, what are we doing, Shatima? I am bored, and I'm trying to tell you, where is the fun? Because we need to go out. Because he ain't doing this to me. We're not even having sex. I need a friend. So we can't ignore this stuff, because it does happen and it is spoken about. But you made some phenomenal points today, and we're going to have another show, Shatima. We're going to bring you back when you're feeling better, and we're going to really flesh this stuff out.
So I can be cute, so people won't be like, oh, she ugly. Oh, she didn't blah, blah, blah.
No. We're not going to do that.
No, we're going to do these shows.
I am. I'm gonna say she ugly. She want a man that made 25 grand. You ugly, girl. I'm joking, sis.
Hey, listen, Shatima, you gotta next time you gotta shop your merch. Shatima creates these really cool glasses. I got 2 from her one time, but she has a whole lot of creative stuff that she sells in Chicago. So yeah. So anyway, y'all, we're gonna keep in touch with y'all. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for coming on and making and adding value to today's show. And we'll definitely be back at this next week, everybody. So much love to y'all and peace out. All right.
Okay, thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
The doors of the Love Church are now open.
What's going on with this thing? Lord have mercy. It's this slow thing again. It's supposed
Wow. You muted, bro. You muted. There you go.
I'm muted?
Yeah, you're good now. You're good now. You're good.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Man, I really enjoyed today's show. This was unexpected, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's always good to hear, like you said, she may not be the voice of all the women, right, but it's good to get a synergy from how women really see it and how it really feel. I mean, she made some good points.
She did.
Can't argue with it. And like you said, there are some nuances, like the things you brought up about where we come from and how we've been handicapped and all that. All that does make a point. But like you did say also, we may have came from some dysfunctional and humble beginnings, but I still believe every man and woman has the opportunity to evolve if they choose to. Yeah. We don't have to stay in these, situations that are unfortunate, that keep us down and low vibrational, as they were saying, and things like that. So this was good. And like you said, high value, high. What's the other one that Marlena said? High value or high
profile.
High profile. At the end of the day, again, we make these separations, but we still are people. High value, low value, you're a man nonetheless. And the only difference is opportunity. Right. The opposite. One man has more opportunities than the other, but personally, you're a man, and we still think alike. We still, we still do things that might tick a woman off, or vice versa. Listen, you could have a high value man to take you to the moon and still cheat on you a million times. You'll have a bum, a homosexual that'll still cheat on you too. So at the end of the day, it's about like what she said, finding the character in a person that matches where you are, and that you both can respect in each other, and so you'll live a life in a way that no one's looking to defraud, betray, hurt, or anything, but rather just enjoy each other, build a friendship, and grow an amazing relationship. So. Anything you gotta say before we go, sir? You good?
Man, this joint was wow. I was not expecting this today. This was wow.
You spoke it, Adam, because you said from the beginning, just hit it and go.
I did because I knew this was a topic that needed to be talked about, and if we're going to talk about it, let's really have a real conversation about it. I think it's important that. And here's the thing, though, too, and this is something that we should probably do a little more often than what we do, is that we need to hear from the
other side. From the other side, yeah.
I'm not a woman, you're not a woman, so we don't have their perspective, nor do we have their experiences, but they do. And we need to hear from them what they're thinking and their perspective, so that we can all come
together.
A solution.
No, this was good. I appreciated hearing the other side. No, but like I said, if we don't leave with anything, let's leave with hey, there's another group that got their slogan that's similar, but let's call this "Let's Make Love Healthy Again." That's it. That's all we can. We control how healthy our love is, right? No one has the ability to disrupt that but us.
That's good.
Let's work towards that and go from there. All right, y'all. Until next time, God bless and see you soon.
Peace. And hair grease. What's up?